country bore witness to another aviation tragedy as a helicopter crashed in Solukhumbu today, claiming the lives of 6. This comes less than 6 months since an ill-fated airplane crashed before its scheduled landing at the Pokhara International Airport back in January, claiming the lives of over 70 on board. While the reasons for today's tragedy are yet to be identified, these incidents continue to shed light on the lapses in the country's aviation safety. Good evening, I'm Chitrakar and these are the headlines of the hour. 6 people reported dead in an unfortunate crash of a helicopter of Manang Air in Solukhumbu. Deceased identified as Captain Chitrakar and 5 Mexican nationals. 2 more officials of the Revenue Office arrested in connection with the Lalita Niwas land scam. CIB arrest Yograj Paudel and Narayan Raj Mishra for forging documents. NATO summit underway in Vilnius, Lithuania. Secretary General Stoltenberg says NATO allies will make clear at the summit how Ukraine can become a member of the alliance. And APF maintain unbeaten streak in the women's category of the Prime Minister Cup National Volleyball League. Defeat Everest Club in straight sets. New Diamond clinch a win over Army. 6 people have died in the unfortunate crash of the helicopter of Manang Air in Solukhumbu. The deceased have been identified as Captain Chitrakar and 5 Mexican nationals. The helicopter with the call sign 9 NAMV, which took off from Surke of Solukhumbu at 5 minutes past 10 in the morning, crashed at the Chandara of Lamajura in Likhupike Rural Municipality, Ward number 5, Bhakanje. According to Chief District Officer Basanta Bhattrai, bodies of all 6 individuals were found by a team of police deployed from the Beni post of Solu Dudkunda Municipality. The 5 deceased Mexican nationals have been identified as Sifant G. Fernando, Rincon Smar, Sifant Maria Gonzalez Olaclo and Gonzalez Abrek. Another helicopter deployed from Kathmandu to carry the bodies has not reached the crash site. 2 choppers of Altitude Air have landed at Bhakanje and are to reach the crash site immediately after improvement in the weather condition. According to Rural Municipality Chair Meena Karki Basnet, the crashed chopper was found by local residents. The ill-fated helicopter had gone out of contact at 12 minutes past 10 a.m. Cause of the crash is yet to be identified. 2 more former government officials of the Revenue Office in the capital's Delhi Bazaar have been arrested today in connection with the Lalita Niwas land scam. The Central Investigation Bureau CIB said that a non-gazetted officer of the Revenue Office, Yograj Paudel, and Officer Narayan Raj Mishra have been arrested for forging documents in the Lalita Niwas land scam. The forged documents were approved by former Chief Administrator of the office, Kaladhar Deuja. Deuja had accepted bribe in the form of land from the Rana family for forging the documents. The involvement of these officials have been found during the forgery around the year 2049 of the Nepali calendar. They have been arrested for their role in bringing the land in the name of the family members of late Democratic leader Subarna Samsher Rana. The Chief of the Revenue Office had approved the forged documents for transfer of 112.4 ropanis of land of Lalita Niwas in the names of Rukma Samsher Rana, Sunita Rana, Shailaja Rana, among others, on various dates between the months of Asuj and Mangsir in the Nepali year 2049. Police have also so far arrested 14 alleged convicts, including the 2 that had been arrested today for their involvement in the Lalita Niwas land scam. The Election Commission is to assign the responsibility of updating voters' name list, installation of voting centers and a voters' education program to the local levels. The Election Commission has reached an agreement with the umbrella organizations of rural municipalities and the district coordination committees for assignment of responsibilities, including updating of the voters' name list to organize organizing voters' education program to the local levels. The Commission is of the belief that these programs would be more effective if carried out by the local levels. The local levels are to arrange locations, human resources, technology and other resources required for updating the voters' name list in collaboration with the Commission and furnish the reports to related election office. The local levels will also take stock of the voting stations prepared by the Commission and conduct required repair and maintenance works based on the guidelines issued by the Apex Election Authority. Based on the agreement, the local levels will also conduct a voters' education program and include election-related contents in the curriculum. According to the Commission, an internal work plan is to be developed within 15 days for the same. CPN Unified Socialist Chairperson and former Prime Minister Madhav Kumar Nepal has said that actions must be taken against everyone found guilty in the Lalita Niwas land scam. Addressing a program held at Tansen in Palpa, Nepal said that actions must be taken against everyone found involved in the scam. As his name has also been dragged into the scam, Nepal said that there was nothing to worry about, as he said that he was not involved. He went on to add that investigations also had to be carried out into the assets of the Nepal Trust and other government properties. Discussions have been held on different topics of the appropriation bill at the National Assembly. Headings related to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Health and Population, Finance, Education, Home Affairs, Defence and Agriculture and Livestock Development have been held today. At the meeting, Bhairav Sundar Shrestha of CPN-UML has alleged the government of failing to create a conducive environment for investment. He said that foreign investors were returning from Nepal because of the government. Bimala Rai Paudel demanded the reason for introduction of what she said was a biased budget. She also noted that Nepal's relationship with neighboring countries was deteriorating in recent time and also questioned the government's foreign policy. Members of the National Assembly also alleged the government of failing to ensure irrigation facilities and access to treatment for the public. Meeting of the Sudur Paschim Province Assembly held 25 days after the introduction of the budget has been postponed without holding discussions on the budget. Following the warning of members of the Province Assembly from the ruling parties on obstructing the endorsement of the budget, the Province Assembly meeting ended in 5 minutes after endorsing the condolence for late Province Minister Prithvi Bahadur Singh. Provincial Assembly members of the ruling coalition have remained firm in their stance of obstructing discussions on the budget without amendments. Main opposition has also stated that the budget would not be endorsed in its current form. Province Chief Minister Kamal Bahadur Shah said that topics related to the budget are to be discussed upon at the Province Assembly meeting. The Sudur Paschim Province government had introduced a budget of 29.26 billion rupees on the 16th of June. Impact of drug smuggling, which has increased in Tarai and southern bordering region with India in recent time, is also being seen in the hilly and mountainous districts of Karnali province. Chabiram Lamichhane of Surkhet became addicted to drug abuse because of peer pressure during his school days. He was admitted to a rehabilitation center by his family members. However, despite improvement in his habits, he relapsed into abuse as his perspective of society had not changed. In quite a sharp contrast, he is now out of addiction and has begun helping other addicts to quit drug abuse and rehabilitate in the society. According to Karnali Province Police Chief, police, a total of 495 individuals were arrested for drug smuggling in the past 3 fiscal years. Of those arrested, 455 are men and 40 are women. Police have also confiscated a large amount of drugs from those arrested. Cases have also been filed against 265 of those arrested. It is imperative to intensify check along the entry points of the province and increase public awareness to curb drug smuggling and its abuse. South Korea is to provide around 1.25 billion rupees in aid for construction of a 150-bed capacity hospital in Timi of Kantipur. The Ministry of Finance and the Korean Embassy have signed an agreement paper for construction of the hospital in Timi at an investment of 1.25 billion rupees. Finance Secretary Arjun Prasad Pokhrel signed the agreement paper on behalf of the ministry, while South Korean Ambassador to Nepal Park Tae-yong signed on behalf of the government of South Korea. Construction works of the hospital to be built with the aid from Korean Aid Agency KOICA is to be concluded by the year 2027. The hospital is to be constructed with the objective of curbing infections, improvement in health services. Officials of Pachrauta municipality of Bara have halted all emergency services, including health, saying the police had paid no interest in taking actions against the individuals who had misbehaved with the official of the municipality on the 25th of June. The officials of the municipality have halted all services. Chief Administrative Officer of the municipality, Mahesh Kumar Mishra, has issued a release saying that the services had to be halted as there was no working environment at the municipality. The release issued by Mishra also notes that a few individuals had misbehaved with the officials of the municipality and vandalized the computers and printers. Police has arrested a group involved in theft of motorcycle in Butwal. Police have arrested 12 individuals with 14 motorcycles stolen from Butwal and surrounding areas in the past 1 month. According to the area police office, cases have been filed against everyone arrested for the crime. Those arrested are from Rupandehi and Baglung. 4 people have died in the past 2 days in Kapilvastu because of snake bite. According to local police, 9-year-old Pradeep Bhushal and his younger brother Deepak of Buddhabhumi Municipality Ward Number 1 died this morning. Meanwhile, 31-year-old Anita Yadav of Maharajganj Municipality and 14-year-old Mamata Chamar of Buddhabhumi Municipality Ward Number 10 had died yesterday also because of snake bite. A meeting of the Council of Ministers held today has decided to increase the support price of paddy. Meanwhile, the Cabinet has also decided to promote Lakshmi Kumari Basnet in the designation of the Secretary. More update to follow. Time now for our segment, Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Here's the question: what should be done to better manage public toilets in big cities? Your options are A, initiative from local level, B, partnership with private sector, and C, pressure from public. Voting is on. Type any WS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Time now for international update. NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg has said NATO allies will make clear at their summit in Vilnius how Ukraine can become a member of the alliance in the future as leaders of the Western military alliance meet to discuss the fallout from Russia's invasion that brought war to their doorsteps. Divisions among NATO's 31 members mean there will not be a straightforward invitation for Ukraine to join, something its Soviet-era overlord Moscow says would threaten its national security. But Stoltenberg said Kyiv would get more military aid and an easing of formal conditions to join, as well as a new format of cooperation with the alliance, the so-called NATO-Ukraine Council. The summit is also set to approve NATO's first comprehensive plans since the end of the Cold War to defend against any attack from Russia. U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan has said President Joe Biden will move forward with the transfer of F-16 fighter jets to Turkey in consultation with Congress. Speaking ahead of a summit of NATO leaders in the Lithuanian capital, Vilnius, Sullivan said President Joe Biden had been clear that he supports the transfer. Sullivan did not give any details on the timing. Some NATO partners believe that Turkey, which requested in October 2021 to buy $20 billion of Lockheed Martin Corp F-16 fighters and nearly 80 modernization kits for its existing warplanes, has been using Swedish membership to pressure Washington on the warplanes. Thailand's Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha has announced his retirement from politics 9 years after he took power in a military coup and promised to stay in charge only temporarily. His announcement was widely expected after his military-backed United Thai Nation Party was thumped in a May 14 election, in which it won just 36 of the 500 House seats. He will remain caretaker premier until a new government is formed. The former army chief, a staunch royalist, led a junta until an election in 2019 and was chosen by parliament to remain prime minister for 4 more years, an outcome his opponents insist was predetermined. Prayut, 69, has denied that and on Tuesday said he had achieved many successes. In the 9 years since his coup, Prayut has survived multiple challenges via court cases, House confidence votes and street protests by opponents who saw him as an opportunist who lacked a public mandate. His announcement comes as the new parliament prepares to convene on Thursday to hold a vote on who will be the next prime minister, an outcome far from certain. The BBC's Director General will face questions amid the fallout of allegations an unnamed BBC presenter paid a young person to pose for explicit photos. The presenter has been suspended by the corporation and its chief, Tim Davie, will likely be questioned on the scandal by journalists, including during the BBC's annual performance report. A lawyer acting for the young person has claimed that the allegations are rubbish. British media has been gripped in recent days by a report in the Sun newspaper that cited the young person's mother as saying the presenter paid the now 20-year-old £35,000 for photos over 3 years, beginning when they were 17. Parts of southern Japan started cleaning up today after torrential rain triggered floods and landslides that have left up to 6 people dead, with 3 more missing. The Japan Meteorological Agency downgraded the special warnings for heavy rains issued yesterday for northern parts of the island to lower level warnings and advisories, but urged residents to stay alert for further landslides. Japan is the latest country to be hit by unusually heavy rain in various parts of the world in recent days that has raised new fears of the pace of climate change. A Shanghai-based company, Fourier Intelligence, has made a humanoid robot as part of the tech industry's efforts to grapple with an aging population. The company's co-founder and CEO Zenko calls robotics as an inevitability to combat increasing demand for medical services, while the supply of caregivers falls short. Ko says medical technology already utilizes robots designed to support a patient's arms and legs in physical therapy, and humanoid robots can fill the remaining gap. Though still in the research and development phase, Ko hopes a working prototype can be ready in 2 to 3 years. His goal is a humanoid robot that can carry patients from bed to wheelchairs or help pick up objects. China's National Health Commission expects the cohort of people aged 60 and over to rise from 280 million to more than 400 million by 2035. According to UN reports, the global population over 65 is projected to increase from 10% in 2022 to 16% in 2050. A South Korean zoo has recently welcomed the first giant panda twins to be born in the country. The twins, both female, were born at the Everland theme park near the capital Seoul on July 7. Video footage provided by the zoo showed the mother panda in labor before finally giving birth to the twins. The first twin weighed 180 grams, and the second, which arrived nearly 2 hours later, weighed 140 grams. The birth of the twins comes nearly 3 years after Fubao, the first panda to be born in South Korea, came into the world with the same parents, Aibao and Libao. China has been sending its black and white ambassadors abroad in a sign of goodwill since the 1950s as part of what is known as panda diplomacy.
Sports news.
Armed Police Force have continued their unbeaten run in the women's category of the Prime Minister Cup National Volleyball Club League tournament underway in Kathmandu. In the match played earlier this morning, APF secured a straight-set victory over Everest Volleyball Club. The departmental side won the match 25-9, 25-12 and 25-12 to add 3 points. It was the third successive win for the title contenders, Armed Police Force. Prior to this, APF had won against Army and New Diamond. Meanwhile, Everest had suffered straight sets defeat in their past 2 matches as well. In another match played today, New Diamond secured a 5-set win over Army. New Diamond, led by captain Pratibha Mali, won the first set 25-15, followed by a 25-21 win in the second set. New Diamond were expected to win in straight sets, but Kripa Adhikari-led Army made a stunning comeback to win the next 2 sets, 25-19, 25-22. However, New Diamond held their nerves in the decisive 5th set and won it 15-9. Following the defeat, Army's chances of finishing in the top 2 of the league are only mathematical. Before wrapping up, here's a look at the top stories once again. 6 people reported dead in an unfortunate crash of a helicopter of Manang Air in Solukhumbu. Deceased identified as Captain Chitrakar and 5 Mexican nationals. 2 more officials of the Revenue Office arrested in connection with the Lalita Niwas land scan. CIB arrest Yograj Paudel and Naran Raj Mishra for forging documents. NATO summit underway in Vilnius, Lithuania. Secretary General Stoltenberg says NATO allies will make clear at the summit how Ukraine can become a member of the alliance. And APF maintain unbeaten streak in the women's category of the Prime Minister Cup National Volleyball League. Defeat Everest Club in straight sets. New Diamond clinch a win over Army. That's all for the moment. Our next English bulletin will be at 10:30 tonight. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.